Number 35. Let's review this hadith. Abu Hurairah, may Allah be pleased with him, reported that the Prophet sallallahu, alayhi, wasallam said, "Do not be envious of one another. Do not artificially inflate prices against one another. Do not hate one another. Do not shun one another. And do not undercut one another in business transactions. And be as fellow brothers and servants of Allah. A Muslim is the brother of a Muslim. He neither oppresses him, nor humiliates him, nor looks down upon him. Piety is here." And he pointed to his chest 3 times. It is evil enough for a Muslim to hold his brother in contempt. All things of a Muslim are inviolable for another Muslim, his property, his blood, and his honor. Unfortunately, we Muslims have gotten away from true Islam. We no longer practice the way the Prophet and his companions did. Our faith is not strong like theirs. Our brotherhood and our sisterhood is not as strong as they were. So we have to always fall back on this hadith as a reminder to ourselves and to others. We need to understand that unity is one of the greatest objectives of Islam. And there are many verses in the Quran that urge Muslims to unite. For example, Allah says in the interpretation of the meaning, "And hold fast all of you together to the rope of Allah, which is Islam, and be not divided amongst yourselves." Allah orders us to do this because it's something that we're hard at doing. It's hard for us to be together because, I'm going to tell you, Shaitan doesn't want to see us unified. Shaitan became angry when Islam spread throughout Arabia and all of the peninsula became Muslim. Shaitan became angry and he said, "You know what? Well, since I couldn't stop these Arabs from becoming Muslim, what I can do is I'm going to enter into their hearts. I'm going to attack them through their hearts and try to separate them, get them to divide, to fight, to separate." And that's what he did. As soon as the Prophet died, the Muslims began to separate. Okay? And we've been separating ever since. And now you look at us today, we're further apart today than ever. And this is bad. You getting hurt by your Muslim brothers and sisters with their slander, their backbiting, their hatred. The Kafirs don't like you, but they ain't going to bother you. They got respect for you. They're going to leave you alone. But these Muslims want to keep jumping up in your face every 5 minutes, trying to knock you down, trying to shun you, trying to humiliate you, trying to undercut you. And this is what we see today. So, Allah tells us, do not be divided amongst yourselves. Allah also says the believing men and women are awliya, or loyal to each other. Where is this loyalty? We don't see it that much today. So why is it that we don't adhere to the words of Allah and His Prophet? Why is it that the Muslim Ummah today is so messed up to the point that Allah is sending calamity after calamity after calamity to us? So the first thing that this hadith forbids is envy. Envy Do not be envious of one another. El-Hasid. We've talked about envy in the Tawheed class. Okay? Envy is disliking to see a person receive a blessing, or disliking to see a person receive something good, and you wish that you were the one. You wish that he or she would lose it. That's how most scholars define envy. Understand, too, that other scholars, such as Ibn Rajab, they give an even broader definition of envy. And he places envy into 5 different categories. The first category are some people who will make the effort through action or speech to abolish the good received by someone whom they envy. Okay? That's the first category of envy. This is when you will do everything in your power to have a person lose whatever good that they have, who you envy. The second category are others who will then try to get whatever the good is transferred to them. So they first try to take it away from you, and then they try to get it for themselves. Okay? They're jealous because you have a husband, so she's going to try to take him away from you. You come home and your girlfriend, your best friend, is sitting up married to your husband. That's the second category. The third category are people who do not make any effort by action or speech to harm the person they envy. Okay? And in this category, you will find a person who's jealous, but he does his best to eliminate the feeling because he knows it's bad. So he tries to get over his envy. He fights it. This is a person that will be excused from punishment because he knows envy is bad. He doesn't wish anything bad on you. He's trying to get over it. Then the second type is the person who thinks about envy and practices it over and over again. This is the person that does not make any effort to try to fight it off. Okay? So that's the third category. And then there's a fourth category. These are people, whenever they envy someone, they may envy, but they don't harm them. They do not even wish for you to lose your reward. They're just envious. But they don't want you to lose it. And then the fifth category are people, when they feel envy, they do their best to stop it. And they will do a favor or something good for the person whom they envy to try to get over it. Excuse me. So those are the 5 different categories of envy. And what we need to ask ourselves is this: which category do we fall in? Do you fall in one of those categories? I hope you don't. Why is envy haram? Why is it forbidden? Well, it's forbidden because it can cause harm to others. It is a characteristic of shaitan. This is why this envy is haram. It is what destroys us as sisters in Islam. And then the second part addresses inflating the prices.
Oh, the white moon rose over us from the valley of Wada, and we owe it to show gratefulness.